you can sleep later. Come on in for a nightcap with Belly Up After Dark, where nothing is off the table. The way
long intro. What is happening right now?
That sounds so like perverted.
Yeah,
Belly Up After Dark.
I think Dan got a little too creative with that one.
Come in my
one. Too many damn videos.
Belly Up After Dark. Come in my van.
I'm just gonna start deleting things. Boys, this is the Korner Booth podcast. No Matt tonight. He has family affairs to deal with today. All good stuff. Don't worry about him. But I'm in charge of the kids. So it's me, it's our producer Nate, and our rambling, gambling, and not swearing Phillies fan, Chris Lipoff.
Yeah.
Chris,
oh yeah. Let's get dirty, boys.
You need to get a new Twitter account and just call it La Crispy.
Yeah, dude. Well, Nate asked me to make one. I told him I got banned in 48 hours. I had to break the news to him. Felt terrible.
Do you have screenshots you can send to the group chat of what you posted? Because the fact you got banned is I'm almost intrigued. I need what did you post a video of? Patrick Star beating the hell out of SpongeBob? What?
Dude, it might have been two turtles banging or something like that. But probably something pretty raunchy.
Out of all things, Chris?
I don't remember. I don't remember what I posted. That could have been.
I love it. We stopped cursing on the show, but yet the show still keeps the theme. I love it.
Hey, Jared, you know what the number 20 means today?
No.
That's how many runs the Phillies put on the Arizona Diamondbacks this past weekend.
And it's how many times I'm going to make you go down and back in the parking lot next time I meet you.
Oh, my God. I'm not even talking crap like that.
I'm not trying to make a joke, but I'm going to make you go uphill both ways.
Okay.
Jesus.
Because you can cheat when we're going downhill, Nate.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Happy Monday to you guys, man.
Happy Monday. Listen, it's okay. The fact of the matter is we took one from the Phillies. We didn't get swept.
That's
right.
The
fact of the matter is we took two out of our three worst pitchers in our backup rotation at you guys.
You know what else pissed me off, though, about that series was every game, I think besides Saturday, was on a streaming platform.
Oh, so stupid. Who the hell wants baseball on the Roku channel?
I know. What's Roku?
Apple TV. Who the hell needs
I have Apple TV Plus, so it was like
that kind of checks out, but I'm saying if you're a local guy, for me, I was at the game on Friday.
Oh.
But I'm just speaking for a bunch of my friends who wanted to watch the game. It's not on TV, and they're like, "What's it on?" I'm like, "Let me check." Oh, it's Apple Plus. Why is this? Why does the MLB do this to us? Football's been doing
NLCS rematch, marketability. It makes sense.
Yeah, but still, it's just it just shouldn't be. This Roku should not even touch a sporting game. I'm just saying.
Listen, the whole I'm going to look into Roku because they had access. They had a bunch of my local channels up there. I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me I get my local channels through a free app on my TV? What is this wizardry?
I've had it before. It's okay. You'll get the basic channels are there, but the regular ESPN and all that.
That's 90% of the reason I keep YouTube TV is literally to watch the local channels for the NFL.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I had
You're telling me I could drop my $70 a month service? That's a tank and a half of gas. That's a tank of gas in my big ass truck.
Yeah, I had Roku for a little bit. It's pretty useful, but I don't get it from a sports aspect. You just don't. It's not needed.
Honestly, YouTube TV is great for sports. I literally, honestly, they offered literally just a sports package, that's all you got was just sports and local channels, and you could pay let's say it's $50 a month for the year, and you get all the sports channels, all the sports like the NBA, NFL, MLB Network, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, ESPN 2, whatever. And then you get temporarily get TNT and TBS for sporting events or whatever. That's all you need. And then you can pay extra for MLB Extra Innings or the NFL Sunday Ticket, which actually brings me to my first point of the day. Y'all hearing about this lawsuit with the NFL? and why they suck as a league. So allegedly, when the NFL Sunday ticket went up for bidding, I believe it was last offseason. Yes, last offseason. RIP to DirecTV. You were a great service. I had you in my house for years. They were giving it up. ESPN, of all companies, offered a $70 a month service. They also offered single team packages. Honestly, if they just offered, hey, you get to watch your Eagles and Red Zone every Sunday, that's all I need. I will happily pay $70 or $100 a one shot for that. Because between bar tabs, like the 2 times I'm gonna have to go to the bar, or like pay for an extra fan to cool down my laptop using like whatever site I got to use, it's worth it, honestly. And so my biggest thing is, this is just proves the NFL is just so greedy. And I really hope I hate our government so much, but God, I hope they rake the NFL through the coals on this one. Just absolutely scorched earth. Make it hurt, you slime balls. Make it hurt. I think this is a quotable thing, because I'm rooting for the government to screw over a private enterprise. Let's let that one sink in for a second. Yeah, no, I would love to see the NFL just take one on the shins here, because that shit just pisses me off. I'm sorry. I cursed again, and I'm really bad at this. So to all of our viewers and sponsors, I apologize, and I'll put myself in a penalty box at some point later in the show. But to get this off my chest, the NFL makes billions of dollars every year. I think every owner except for Mark Davis's weird haircut is a billionaire. And the best part about it is the league has never been more profitable. It's high. I think it's like it keeps hitting record profits every year, except for 2020, but that was obvious because of no ticket margins and everything else. Anyway, so all that being said, you're telling me like you could make it more accessible for fans to watch the games. The NFL hasn't had a blackout, I think, in like 5 years. Nate, if you want to look that up, see when last the NFL had a blackout a game. I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was thinking the Super Bowl, right? Wasn't there a...
No, blackout isn't like they blacked out the game because of lack of ticket sales.
Oh, no, I'm thinking you meant like just like, for some reason, I thought you meant just like power outage, dude. I'm like, didn't that happen in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The NFL has suspended the whole blackout policy since 2015.
I knew it. Because I remember there was one game, I think it was like Eagles-Bucks in 2012. Nicky Foles' first year, and I was trying to watch the game. It was our first win in like 9 games. We were terrible in 2012. That's what got us Fletcher Cox. Big Fletch, miss you, pal. Still my favorite story of all time. Have you guys ever heard of my favorite story about Fletcher Cox? I'll say it in a minute after we.
Mine was when he didn't tip the bartender when I was working at Applebee's in Jersey. He has a house around there. And he came in. Guess who else came in with him? And he didn't tip at Applebee's. So it was all you can eat wing night. So he took advantage. I was pissed. It's a big Fletch. What the hell, bro?
Who cares, man? He still delivered enough happiness to us Eagles fans over the years. Anyway,
not that night.
And so to finish up, all I'll say is that it's going to be great watching Congress and the Senate make a mockery of everything that Sunday ticket is, because it is totally price gouging what they do. $350 or $450, whatever the hell it is insane. I think it's $250 right now on sale. That's still too much. That's a brand new pair of phone posits. That's 4 tanks of gas. That's 2/3 of my car payment. Like, why would I pay that to watch Red Zone and one team? Did I watch Red Zone in the 1 o'clock window? I'll watch nationally televised games for the Sunday night game and Monday night and Thursday night. And then whenever the Eagles play. That's it. Or if the Eagles aren't playing on Saturday or Sunday, it's Red Zone for 7 hours straight. That's it. Because honestly, unless it's a crazy matchup, I'll put that on the big TV and I'll put Red Zone on my small TV.
Yeah, my favorite part of NFL Sunday, I'll say, is like when I'm watching the Eagles and I got Red Zone on. I'm kind of going back and forth, and then I'm on Red Zone for a little bit too long than what I should be on, and then I forget the Eagles are on at 1 o'clock. So I missed like 2 plays, and I'm getting screamed at by my entire family at the same time. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you just lost TV privileges. So I got grounded one time on football Sundays just because I
You were raised right.
made the same mistake 3 times.
You were raised right. I was joking with my buddy the other day. I was like, you know what the worst part is? He goes, what? And he goes, I really hope the next girl who's lucky enough or unfortunate enough to date me starts dating me before football season starts. He goes, why? I'm like, it's going to be a culture shock when on Sunday, if she's hanging out with me from about 1 o'clock till about 11:30 at night, it's nothing but football.
Pure hawk toes.
Pure.
7 hours of commercial-free hawk toe.
Oh, my Lord. God help me, please. And on Saturdays, whenever the Hurricanes play, I'm checked out for 3 hours and screaming at my television, calling Mario Cristobal a moron for at least half of that time.
Have you ever thrown anything at your? Have you ever like broke a TV?
No, because I'm too cheap. I understand the value of things. I will never throw anything at a TV.
I know dudes who just pick up their flat screens and just launch.
Yeah, it's called Cowboys and Niners fans.
Yeah.
Still, every year when the Cowboys and 49ers get knocked out, I look forward to the compilation of broken TVs. It is something I look forward to on TikTok every year.
My favorite
is like a holiday for me.
Yeah, dude, I love when they break TVs, dude. I love when they grab like
people's cars in Philadelphia. We don't break TVs.
I love when they grab like a more expensive object in their house and then they proceed to break the TV with that object. So
it's
now
like
you
that
lose
scene from Yellowstone when Kevin Costner picks up the Swarovski crystal whiskey decanter, and Beth goes, "That's Swarovski crystal. That's your grandfather's. That's over 100 years old. Put that."
What was that one scene in The Office where like they threw like I think it was like a Dundee or whatever at Michael Scott's like tiny plasma TV? He's like, "That's a $200 plasma TV."
Oh, it was a dinner party episode.
The dinner party episode, yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe what Nate will do along with doing rankings for football positions is maybe we'll start doing like a TV draft and movie drafts, things like that. We'll start making those into our Thursday shows.
Yeah. That would kick butt, dude. Oh, wow.
We did a TV draft about 3 years ago. Me, Samir, Kevin, JD, and Cruz. And it was one of our best viewed shows and also was so much fun. I think my 5 was Entourage, The Mandalorian, Hawaii Five-0. This is like we do a snake draft. So I grabbed Entourage with my first round pick. I grabbed Mandalorian with my second. Parks and Rec with my third round pick. Hawaii Five-0, and then I grabbed like NFL Countdown. I grabbed like some football lead up shot.
I think the first show I listened to for Korner Booth when I got right before I got hired was I think you and Maddie ranked movie villains.
Yes. Oh my God, the top 10 series from last season was crazy.
Yeah.
So my favorite Fletcher Cox story of all time. This is all alleged. It's not being confirmed true. Nate, if you want to find this out, it'd be great. So allegedly, somebody broke into Fletcher Cox's house about 2 or 3 seasons ago, down in Mississippi, where him and his wife live. And so the guy breaks in. Reportedly, Fletcher Cox chased this man out of his house, buck naked, holding a shotgun. If that don't scare the hell out of somebody, I don't know what will. 320-pound Fletcher Cox chasing after you with a pump-action shotgun, buck naked. That should scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, that I didn't. It's funny. I never heard about that till now, and
I've heard this story from like 3 different people. Some one who works in the sports industry, and 2 who are like big Eagles fans, and they were like, "Dude, have you heard this story?" And the first time I heard it, I was like, "This is bullshit." And then they're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, I like this guy even more now. But it should be like Fletcher Cox Home Intruder or whatever, Nate or something like that. It should pop up somewhere.
That is correct. True. Yep. So Fletcher Cox used a shotgun to prevent a man from breaking into his home. The suspect was trying to forcibly enter Cox's home while looking for his ex-girlfriend. The suspect was holding a bat, damaging the ex-girlfriend's vehicle before throwing rocks to the front door before fleeing the scene. And you mentioned Cox chasing him with the shotgun.
God.
And many of us,
Yeah, Fletcher's Cox. Oh, God.
Terrorizing people on and off the field.
Fellas, come on. No low-hanging fruit on this. Come on.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's impressive. I'd
Dude,
be scared too. Nate, you said he no clothes. He just
dude,
ran.
he's
Fuck
ranking
me.
the hog, dude.
Well, I mean, you have Kevin's comment, which I'm not going to reshare because I'm like, dude, come on. We're making this too easy.
That was pretty funny, dude.
Oh my god! All right. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna move on. So yeah, we're gonna start doing top 10 breakdowns today. I've got obviously we are doing our breakdown of our top 10 quarterbacks. So what we'll probably do is for KB top 10, since it is the offseason, so we're bringing this back. I'm sorry, I gotta put this one there.
I just saw Fletcher's cocks.
Only Kevin.
6 more weeks of winter.
This is wrong state. So we'll do entertainment and stuff like that on. Obviously, we'll do stuff like that on Thursdays. We'll try to do NFL rankings on Mondays, Tuesdays, whatever we're doing. Also, next Wednesday will be the Korner Booth pregame and Korner Booth podcast together on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll do it. We'll probably lead it into. Maybe we'll do 6:30 so we don't cut into Kelsey and DJ show. But we'll figure it out. We'll announce it on Monday at probably sometime Monday around noon. We'll announce it. Also Thursday show coming at you. So, what do you guys want to do next? You guys want to talk a little? You guys want to talk a little pro basketball? Some breaking news in the NBA world. We could do our NFL top 10 picks.
Dude, I'm fair game, dude. But I know the hockey. So we got the Stanley Cup on at 8.
All we care about is the Islanders have to come back now. I'm never rooting for a Canadian team ever again, except for the Vancouver Canucks against the Boston Bruins because I hate Boston sports. But I am about this comeback because nothing makes me happier
There's only
than a giant choke job.
I looked it up. There's only 4 teams in history of the NHL that have came back from a 3-0 deficit and won. And only one of them won the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup winner in 1942 was the Toronto Maple Leafs came back and beat the Detroit Red Wings. So if Edmonton wins tonight, they'll be the second team ever to do that in the final. But they'll be the 5th team all time to do that if they win tonight. That's if. I did throw 50 on the plus 1.5 because I'm really, really, really about it. I'm nervous, but I hope Edmonton wins because I like McDavid a lot, and the Canadian team hasn't won the Cup since '93, and I still find that to be crazy.
There you go. All righty. I am obviously rooting for the Oilers only because I just want to see history. It'd be kind of cool.
Did you say Islanders too?
No, Oilers.
You sure? Because one of the comments are saying Chris hates America. Chris hates America. Start the trend.
All right.
Okay, I will say when I went to the Phillies and Blue Jays game a couple weeks ago, they played both national anthems. They were putting the camera on everybody, and they put me and my cousin on the screen for "Oh Canada." I'm just saying that could be a sign.
Chris hates America.
I might hate America now, and I might be a full-born Canucks now. Sorry.
North of the border to the Democratic Republic of Canada.
Sorry, dude. They got. I love the 6, dude. Ask Brent when he's on the show. I always compliment the 6.
The last time Brent was here was the most hilarious thing because
also Brent, you don't think he's gonna say something out of pocket, and then he just, it just comes out of nowhere. You're laughing hysterically, and you're like, he's the oldest dude in the podcast by at least 30 years, and he's running circles around us.
We were talking about like an Asian gang in Minnesota, and we're trying to think of the name of the gang, and he comes out saying ping pong, and I was just. I don't know.
Nate, thank God for you being on the show. We probably would have been canceled.
Yeah,
it pays to be the only Asian up in here. It pays.
We're checking a box.
Diversity,
dude. You know what's crazy, dude? I got a cool story. I guess a cool Asian story here. So me and my friend one year were running NBA 2K, and we were so bored for the one summer, dude. We ran the simulation all the way up to like 2072. And dude, we had some guy. The names were so outrageous, dude. It was like LeBron James the ninth, and he was Asian. He was like a 6'9" Asian man. And I guess somewhere down the bloodline, he just became Asian. I thought it was hilarious. But dude,
I don't know if that's a joke about his support of the CCP or whatever it is. I don't know.
No, it's not. Like this actually was a thing. Like the game gets so outrageous once you get to the year like 2040. It just gets bizarre, dude. Like I have like Kevin Durant at 15th. He's like a white guy who's like 5'9", and I'm like, dude, what the hell happened?
Generations of I'm not gonna say it.
Generations of LeBrons and Durants, dude.
Generations of hooking up with porn stars, just like Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah, dude. Someone's winning.
Someone's winning.
That's a righteous felon if I ever heard one.
Hey, yo. All right. We're going to move on. We're going to start talking. We got a little breaking news college in NBA basketball. The people's coach, the coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, big, bad Chris Finch is signing a 4-year extension with Minnesota. Official today. Makes me very happy. This man not only is an Eagles fan, too, is part of the big reason for the Timberwolves turnaround the last 3 years, and for the maturity of Anthony Edwards, and for putting Cat in his place. Gotta love it. I still think my favorite moment of this season, in a losing game, Cat drops 55 and Chris Finch calls him out for being a selfish ball player. I was like, I love this man. He's doing
I like the Finch, Jared. I do like what he's doing with your team. Obviously, you got a good youth group, and you guys are going to get even better. And especially, I think you have the right coach to do the job, and your players seem to be familiar with the system. So you should be, you guys should be set for the next couple of years. Hopefully, get rid of that scumbag Gobert. Bring in
Draymond Green stan.
I hate Gobert, dude. I always did. I don't like Draymond either.
I think, Jared, for this, I don't really think much of the move. Obviously, it's a great move. You can't really argue with it. But in your opinion, what's next for Minnesota? What's the next move, or what do you want to see done?
Rid of one of the centers. It's either going to be Cat or it's going to be Gobert.
And if you had to choose, which one?
Unfortunately, I do believe the easier one to move is Cat, but the one they need to move is Gobert. Now, they're going to have to take a loss on the Gobert trade. We knew it was going to happen. Listen, they made it to the Western Conference Finals with the stinky Frenchman. It's okay. But here's the thing. He doesn't fit our system. Kelsey, I hate admitting when he's right because God almighty, he never lets me live it down. But Kelsey was right. We were only going to go as far as Gobert led us, and you could see also in the Dallas series, dude, we were gassed. We did a seven round heavyweight match with the Nuggets, knocked them out in the last second of the 7th round, and then we had to get back up and fight another good team, and we're just like, oh, we're done. I had a couple Celtics fans walk up to me this weekend like, hey, you're a Wolves fan, right? I remember that. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, one of the buddies of the bar, he goes, yeah, I wanted to play you guys. It would have been more of a fun series. I slept through half the games, and I'm like, it must be nice, all right? Like, oh, my Lord. That series just ticked me off, the Western Conference Finals. It's been a month, and it's still making my blood boil.
Honestly, Jared, it's not really the worst thing that, that you went – that you lost in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, no, it's just going to set Ant off. Either he's going to turn into Michael Jordan's true
heir,
or he's still going to be good.
The best thing you gained out of that was experience. Like, you got good playoff experience now, so you kind of know – you're going to know what it takes to get over the hump.
To answer what's next, we need another piece, get rid of Gobert, keep utilizing what is Naz Reid because he's an incredible ball player. I would love an athletic point guard who can move the ball. I want to keep Mike Conley for one more year. Even if we can just get him off the bench, great. I would love a Darius Garland. I would love I know it would never happen, but Tyrese Maxey, somebody who can literally just come in there and just out-athlete everyone in the point guard position and take some of the heat away from, hey, we'll trade you Gobert, Chris. Oh, wait, no, he's afraid.
No, I would sell the – I don't think I'd be a Sixers fan anymore if there's an opportunity where –
I'd love to take on, as a backup shooting guard, the guy who's behind Chris right now. Throw him on our roster. Just let him just sit on the bench, come off the bench, and launch threes.
So
Yeah.
is it fair to say that a guy you would trade Cat for would be a Maxey type of player?
Well, Max
right?
is a free agent, so no. But
but
Max
I
similar
would
to him. I would say similar
get
to him.
Anthony Edwards help, who's going to stay consistent in the playoffs.
Okay,
I
you
love
know-
Cat. Cat's
what we're gonna
biggest
do here?
problem is he's shrunk.
You know what we're gonna do here? I'm
What are
gonna
we gonna
I'm gonna Google free agents that play
No,
the
Chris has a
position.
list already, brother.
I'm gonna Google. I got free agents here, and then you tell me, yay or nay, if you think he'd fit with your
Is
team.
he listening to me? We have a list.
Oh, you do have a list. I thought you said Google a list. Oh,
Ooh.
never
All right,
mind.
so we'll start with centers.
Boom.
Possible decision to replace. We'll go down the list. We'll do this quickly. For your teams, all 5 of them. We'll do all of us quick. Sixers, Lakers, Timberwolves. Obviously, then we'll go into we'll start getting into football. We'll start with centers. Nick Claxton, yay. Isaiah Hartenstein, nay. Giannis Valanciunas, nay. Wagner, nay. Drummond, even though he's a fellow Connecticut boy like me, nay.
Wait, why not Drummond for the Timberwolves? You don't like a Drummond?
He's just a more athletic Gobert. He doesn't do anything.
Okay. Gotcha.
What makes Nas Reed and Cat so deadly? They can step back 20 feet and knock one back, and allowing a wide open lane for Mr. McDaniels or Mr. Edwards to throw one through the rim and out the other side of China. So I mean, that's my opinion. Chris, we'll go down to 5 for you for your Sixers. Nick Claxton,
Yes.
Hartenstein,
No.
Giannis Valanciunas. I love how I
No.
got that. Moritz Wagner. I think he's German.
No.
Automatic, no, he's German. Andre Drummond.
Yes. I bring
Fellow
Drummond back.
Connecticut boy. I think he fits better in your system than mine anyway. Nate, we'll finish with the Lakers here. Claxton.
No.
Hartenstein.
Yes.
Valanciunas.
No.
Wagner.
No.
Drummond.
Hartenstein looks like a
Yeah.
Laker. I don't know why. It seems like you'd
Who?
be a Laker.
Which one, Chris?
Yeah, I could see Hartenstein
Yeah.
looking like a Laker.
Hartenstein seems like you'd be a Laker. Like it looks like it would just fit for some reason.
He needs to shoot more.
True.
I like them. I like that.
All right,
Oh.
we're going to go to power forwards now, a position we really don't need any help in, but, always can be helpful. Miles Bridges, obviously, yes. If you say no to Miles Bridges, you're a dummy. Tobias Harris, no. Obi Toppin, yes. Kyle Anderson, yes, because he's already on our roster. Patrick Williams, no. Chris, Bridges,
Yes.
Harris.
Don't ever ask me that again.
I was hoping for like the best case scenario on his reaction. And
I wasted 5 years with this scumbag.
Don't you miss Jimmy Butler?
Dude, I cry every night.
I do too.
All right,
buddy.
first off, there's
I
a
do
whole
too.
other story with that, but we'll just move on.
I do too,
Obi
man.
Toppin.
Listen, you tell me I could have gotten Ant, Jimmy, and Cat on a roster instead of one more year with Wiggins, and then, or I could have kept Zach LaVine. Like, are you kidding? Like, don't
Yeah,
get me started.
goes at Zach LaVine.
I miss Zach LaVine. Isn't Zach LaVine a free agent?
No, but they're gonna trade him.
Hey, we'll take him. We'll take him.
What
Dude,
are you
I
giving him though?
Yeah, dude.
We'll send him. Send him a stinky Frenchman with a bad contract. They got to rebuild anyway.
That is
Yeah.
true.
We'll have him play point, and we'll have them both play point shooting guards.
In their
Matt-
defense, the Bulls do need a center because Vucevic is.
Yeah, they're dealing Vooch, aka the best sidekick I ever had in 2K, because I kept getting drafted by the Magic every damn time. All right, so I think we were up with you, Chris. Obi Toppin,
Say yeah. Bench
Kyle
press.
Anderson, slow mo.
Nah.
He's the weirdest jumper on the planet, but he is a pain in the butt to Nikola to Jokic. That's the only reason I would keep him, because he gave Jokic fits. And Patrick Williams.
No.
Apparently, Boo says Patrick Williams should get signed. So, yeah, I got one cat laying on the chair, and the other one's coming down one. I can't play with you. I'm doing a show right now. She's literally dragging her shoelace around the floor, like waiting for me to play with her. It's a shoelace from my Nike Air Max. It's like neon orange. So it's actually pretty adorable. All right, small forward after
It's
Nick.
great stuff.
Oh, trust me, I don't want
I
any.
do
I don't want
all the
any of
time.
these.
I am so sorry. I do this to
No,
everyone.
no. I don't want
Alright.
any of these. I'm good.
You're saying no to all these?
None of
That's
them.
right, because you have LeBron James. LeBron James.
For the time being.
Actually, LeBron is listed as a. You'll see it right here. He's listed as a small forward.
Oh God, puke, whatever. All right.
Yeah, I know. Big whoop, right?
Small frauds. I mean forwards. Why is OG Anunoby pictured twice? Oh, that's all be topping. Never mind. Both being with an O and have different names. Anyway, Paul George. Yes, I would take Paul George. LeBron, no. Anunoby, yes. DeMar DeRozan, yes. Buddy Hield, yes. Chris?
It's yeses across the board. For me, I would actually also bring back Buddy Hield off the bench. He actually had a good start with the Sixers and fell off a little bit, but I think he'll rebound this year if we do get him back. But we're supposed to land Paul George. We're the favorite to get him. I'm not paying 35. Paying a 35-year-old a max contract is so stupid. But again, I don't know what's going to happen.
What's cracks me? I think shouldn't DeRozan almost count more as a shooting guard? Not what he's always played his entire career.
You would think, right? You would think.
Oh, because of Levine, he had to move up to shooting forward.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Okay. All right, Nate, rapid fire.
Nope, to any of them except Braun and OG. Speaking of OG, he did decline his player option, so he will be testing free agency.
We'll take him.
I'll take, dude.
Dude, he fits Minnesota to a T. Hard-nosed defense with athleticism.
Nick Nurse coached him. Come to Philly.
Hey, listen, he fit in both of our rosters. Anyway, moving on shooting guards. I can just politely decline all of these except for Klay Thompson.
Same here.
Honestly, I decline all of them besides KCP. I think KCP is the perfect role player on a lot of teams. He's been a difference maker in a couple championship teams. The Lakers when they won in the bubble.
Just keep Malik Beasley's toxic butt away from our roster.
The Nuggets 2 years ago. I don't like Klay Thompson anymore, dude. Old.
I'll take Klay as a backup just to launch threes, dude. Come off the bench.
There's too much money to deal with, dude.
He's not going to get that kind of money anymore. He knows it. He's not a vet minimum, but he's only getting Buddy Hield money now at max.
Yeah.
Nate, you taking any shooting guards here?
Just Klay, as long as he knows his worth. As long as he knows.
This is the fun one because I don't know how half these guys are labeled as point guards. Yes to Maxey, no to the beard. If I need an all strip club team, yes, he's in. Keep D'Lo 50 feet away from my roster at all times. Love Tyus Jones, former Timberwolf. I'd take him back. And I would take Russ back as a backup point guard. I would take Russ. I would take Tyrese, Tyus, or Russ. I like Russ on Minnesota as a backup because, honestly, dude has nothing but heart and nothing but drive. I will take that in a Chris Finch offense all day because worst case, you put him in with Edwards and he just drives full speed at the basket and kicks it out to Cat, and it just causes absolute chaos. I'm totally about it. So, yeah, give me Tyus because he's actually a good true point guard. And he's got a good jumper. Give me Russ or give me Tyrese, obviously. Tyrese Maxey is like my dream signing for this free agency. He won't sign with us, but it's good to dream because think about Cat, Maxey, and Edwards.
Would be a nightmare for me.
That's a buzzsaw.
Would be a nightmare for well, after we get Max's Supermax, which I'm going to be stoked for.
All right, so Chris, obviously you want Tyrese Maxey back. But
I already had James Harden. I hate James Harden. D'Lo is scum. Tyus Jones, scum. Russell Westbrook, pure scum.
I don't like my boy Russ.
I hate everybody on the sport besides Tyrese Maxey. And to be honest, they're all locker room problems. Well, not Tyrese.
Russ isn't a locker room problem. Russ just is like intense.
Didn't he fight James Harden?
Yeah, who wouldn't fight James Harden?
Didn't he fight he fought someone else too, didn't he?
I guarantee it's another dude who's a problem.
Did he fight Paul George too? When they're on the Thunder?
No, they actually liked each other, I believe.
No.
All right. So early thoughts. Any other things we think are going to happen in free agency? Any big trades we see happening? I think you're going to see another Minnesota trade to get a good point guard. Mike Conley is amazing, but he's also 36 years old. He got drafted when I was in 8th grade. I'm almost 30. That's impressive. So I think Minnesota might move Conley back to like an off the bench shooter role, kind of what they had last year with to kind of roll with Nikhil Walker-Alexander and what that was Slow-Mo last year. I also think they will go out and either get if they can't get Maxey, they'll go out and get like a shooter with like Buddy Hield or I don't know. Honestly, Minnesota to me is weird because I know Glenn Taylor wants to sell high, so he's going to start paying for free agents, and guys are going to want to play with Ant. It just depends on if they can get Gobert out. They may have to eat a lot of that deal.
Yeah, I think.
Also, Braun isn't leaving. He's going to be a Laker.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, anybody who actually thinks he's leaving is an idiot.
I think that I think Jimmy Butler's going to get traded.
Really?
I think Jimmy Butler's going to get traded. Caleb Martin's on the walk. I heard in Miami. There's been some rumblings the past couple weeks that Butler's time in Miami is almost finished. They're either going to bring him back for a short-term deal or he's going to get dealt. And
We'll take him.
I bring him back to Philly, dude. Him and Embiid are close friends. That's the only 35-year-old I'd friggin'.
Chris, you know it's time.
Come on.
Just 10 seconds in the penalty box. Chris's penalty box presented by RighteousFelon.com. Promo code Belly Up for 15% off your order. Official sponsor of the Korner Booth podcast, Belly Up Sports, and Chris's penalty box. Chris, I'm a man of my word. 15 seconds.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I think Butler gets dealt. I don't know where. I would kill for him to come back to Philly, but I just hate seeing him in Miami, dude, because he's one of my favorite players in this league, and it's obviously my biggest regret Sixers' biggest regret that he walked. So I hope he gets dealt, and I hope he comes here. If not, I hope, it'd be cool to see him back in Minnesota, but who knows?
Hear me out. 3-team deal. We send Cat to Miami. We send Gobert to Chicago. Jimmy comes to Minnesota. And then there's a draft pick swap between all the other teams and salary compensation and stuff like that. This way, it gets rid of it gets them a competitive, not tanking center. It gets us a guy who can place a wing along with Edwards, who's going to be a lockdown defender who's going to realize he's not the alpha dog on the team anymore. It gets Cat off our roster. Nas Reed is now the new center. And hell, we can go out and get somebody. We can bring in another center. We can go get a Nick Claxton if we need to or something like that. I'm okay with it. Honestly, if we had to deal both of our centers, I wouldn't be complaining because I think Nas Reed is still my favorite center on the team. If we're going favorite Timberwolves, it goes Ant, 50 feet of crap, then Nas Reed, Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels actually behind Nas Reed, then Mike Conley, then 50 feet of crap again, then Walker, then Cat, Gobert, and the rest of them.
You know who's like a wild
TJ
card?
Warren, bubble goat, baby.
You know who's like a wild card player that I think could get traded, but I don't, there's no guarantee. Donovan Mitchell.
I could see it. I mean, listen, that Cleveland series against the Celtics was ugly.
He will be staying. The team is working on an extension. If you don't,
Are
mind
they?
adding. Yeah.
Well, that means they're shipping Darius Garland out.
Which is not bad.
It's not going to be the two of them. They don't like each other. They ain't staying.
I really want Donovan Mitchell, dude. He averaged 30 for the first couple months of the NBA season last year.
I will say, if you don't mind, so a few things. The Clippers with Paul George, apparently according to Brian Windhorst, he could be traded as soon as this weekend, as long as he does opt into his contract. I will say for the Sixers, though, Chris, I do have a question because I know Maxey, Supermax, we already know that's going to happen. The deal is about 5 years, $205 million is what the projection is going to be. But once you do sign him, it doesn't leave a lot of cap space to sign other players. Are there any, because it's going to be hard to get a superstar, right? It's going to be hard to get like a Paul George.
we have what 66 million in cap.
Yeah, around 70 million, but I think the Maxi extension will kind of eat into that a little bit. So are there like any players in particular, like maybe not top tier, but like sort of the second tier level that you would like?
I'd have to look at the list.
Okay.
My dream was Anunoby. I wanted him last year.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he would classify as second tier, but he was under Nick Nurse for a couple years. He's obviously familiar with the system. That's a guy who can obviously play defense, can pop the three, which, what I heard from Daryl Morey is he's looking for a guy who can shoot the three at a high volume rate. And I think he's looking for a 3-and-D guy. That's what we thought Tobias was going to be. Turns out Tobias was paid $36 million just to average 16 points. Boban Bogdanovic, I think that's who's on the Knicks. He got traded from Detroit. He was making 21 a year, and he was putting up 19, 20 a game. So, like, that's the thing about the NBA is, like, you can find guys who can be efficient and cost you half the dollar. So, and it's all about obviously good management. Like, the Sixers have horrific management. We have the guy who is trying to sign LeBron James and Durant in the offseason instead of just building a roster that can contend. And all these championship teams, and like I said before, they have a star or two, and they have depth, and they have good coaching. Past 5 years, it's been like that, and even extents of that. So,
Homegrown
I would
talent,
say,
kids. It wins championships.
yeah, I would say Anunoby, I guess, is my target.
Okay.
If he falls under tier 2. So
I got you. I was thinking could be it for you guys. Maybe DeMar DeRozan's a good pick. It's a better version of Tobias Harris without the 3-point shot, but he is a consistent mid-range shot.
yeah,
Boys, LeBron to Minnesota.
God no, God.
That'd be pretty cool though.
I mean, Ant would tell his old ass to shut up and drive the lane, or get down in the post. Ant be like, "It's my ball. I don't care how many rings you got. Get down in the post."
As a Hawks fan, are you excited to have the number 1 pick in this shit? Actually, no. The Hawks as a whole, like, what do you even do?
It's like, I don't know what. Like, everyone says they're trading Trae Young. Everyone says they're trading. Here's another. I'll throw a random one out there. Minnesota dumps some contracts in the draft pick, and sends a center to Atlanta for Trae Young. They've talked about moving Trae Young for years. Minnesota needs a point guard. They need shooters. Trae Young and Ant as a backcourt. Woo!
Will you live with the defense though? Can you live with it?
Well, if we keep the defense we have now, I mean, Mike Conley is an elite defender.
Okay, there you go. I was wondering about that because I wasn't sure.
Listen, Ant's probably one of the top 10 best shooting guard wing defenders in the league, top 15. And then you have McDaniels, who's a lockdown post defender. And Nas is not a slacker either. And we're either keeping Gobert or Cat. And Cat even got better on defense. It's Chris Finch. It's his system that makes the defense so nasty. Yes, McDaniels, Edwards, Nas Reed, Gobert, they're great defenders. But Finch's system is what makes them elite on defense. So Trae Young to the Timberwolves can be like a surprise one. And yeah, I honestly saw that. I was like, you know what? Because Trae Young was like trying to recruit Edwards to the Hawks, and I'm like, you ain't gonna be on the Hawks in a year. What are you talking about?
Well, like, here's my thing. Like, if the Hawks had the first pick, dude, and they already dealt John Collins last year. Like, they look like a rebuilding team. Like, it might not be the worst idea to trade Trae Young because you're gonna get a lot out of him no matter who you give him to. You're probably gonna get a handful of draft picks, and if I'm the Hawks, it just looks like, like I was saying, the rebuild's on. You
could trade both Trae and Murray. If you're being
honest.
honest.
You could do that. And you're gonna get a lot for both guys. Probably gonna get more for Trae Young, obviously, but I don't know. I don't think the Hawks are that team that can just flip the switch in the next 2 years and contend. So I just think the best idea would be to I guess rebuild. I don't know. I don't really. It's tough because they have talent. They have a couple talented guys. Their just roster isn't really competitive. So, you asked me a couple years ago. I mean, the Hawks were a good team. I mean, they're like a decent team, but like a team that can.
But they have a problem. They need a generational superstar.
No
Trae Young
one's
is
gonna-
a good B tier. He is a great sidekick. Trae
Yeah, I
Young
just-
would be an amazing sidekick to Ant, or an amazing sidekick to Giannis, or to I don't know, go out west. Amazing sidekick to Jokic, or like or SGA. He's great when he's not. He can just do one thing and one thing only: launch threes and launch jumpers and score points.
Well,
He's
also, I gotta ask.
he'd be great in your Sixers too, Chris.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he'd fit pretty well with Embiid. I think he'd fit well with like a tall guy, like a center, like a guy also, not a center, but like you were saying, like Giannis or even do like Embiid, a dude who can run on the pick and roll. But I was gonna ask you guys, like, who do you think drafts Bronny James?
Um,
Do you think Lakers do?
Us,
Lake-
but we can't reach. Don't
Lakers, Mavs, maybe. Also, sleeper team for LeBron, Mavericks.
actually no. I like that one, Jared.
That'd be pretty cool.
Mavs with LeBron. I do.
It'd still be knocked out in the second round, though.
I will say that it is a bit annoying with the whole Bronny situation, especially with Rich Paul saying what he's saying and stuff like that. Because at first it was fun in hearing, oh yeah, LeBron and Bronny want to team up and all that stuff, and then Bronny was like, okay, it doesn't matter where I play, this and that. So apparently he's only worked out with two teams, which is fine, the Lakers and the Suns, by the way. But there's been multiple teams that are like, we want to work you out, and he said no.
Yeah, no, I hope he goes undrafted.
So it's annoying. Like, so
He's
say
a Nepo baby. That's what he is. He's a okay college shooting guard.
he's not ready. He
Dude,
literally should have
he
stayed
won't
back.
be ready in 3 years. He's 6'2" at best. He's got a decent jumper, and he's athletic. He's every point guard he's every backup shooting guard who played at North Carolina for the past decade. Congratulations.
You should pull up the watching Tom and Jerry with the kids before we go to school picture. LeBron. You ever see that picture? That meme?
Oh Lord. All right. We got to call it. As much as I love the association, we got to talk about the real sport of America here. NFL. So I put the boys on the spot earlier today. I asked them, hey, I need your 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to do running backs, receivers, tight ends, tackles, guards, centers. Actually, maybe we'll just do guard centers together. Because I know how to rank that, but I feel like Chris and Nate might be trying to put together a rocket science equation, trying to figure that one out.
Dude, I think I put outdated guys.
Yeah, Chris is gonna put Ryan Khalil and Jason Kelsey and just random guys who haven't played center in the league. Oh, both Pouncey twins.
Yeah, no, I'd probably end up doing that.
Hey, listen, I was going to do the same thing because I completely forgot they were both out of the league. Yeah, we'll do interior linemen. Then we'll do edge rushers, D tackles, linebackers. We'll space it out. We won't do it every week, but we'll figure it out. We'll at least do the fun positions. But
Kickers.
Go Nathan.
I was going to say kickers, punters.
No,
special
stop it. No, we're not doing the McAfee way, okay?
But Chris likes kickers.
Yes, I know he does.
Love kickers.
All right, we're going to start off. We're going to read off our boy Maddie's. He's out tonight, obviously. So Matt's top 10 goes as follows. 10, CJ Stroud. 9, Jared Goff. 8, Dak Prescott. Really? It's because I think his stepdad or his dad's a Cowboys fan. Makes sense. Rodgers at 6, reaching a little bit. Herbert, Hurts, Jackson, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes. I think that's basically everyone's 6. Or should be everyone's 6. Nathan. That being said, we'll move on to my top 10. Number 10, I could not pick between Kirk O'Chains and Kelly Stafford's husband. That being said, I love them both dearly. Cannon arm quarterbacks from my childhood. They're both still great. They both will still probably make the playoffs this year or next year for their respective teams. 9, old man Aaron, Captain Ayahuasca himself. captain of the Ayahuasca 11, aka the Jets offense. Get it? It's play on the Dirty Dozen. Anyway, 8, Jared Goff. I love this man. I love his redemption arc. He gives the Jared name a new breath of life after that loser from Subway made it look terrible. CJ Stroud at number 7. Listen, he will be number 3 or 2 or 1 on this list in 2 years. I'm telling you right now, this kid is the Anthony Edwards of football right now. It's not Justin Jefferson. Listen, Jay Jets is the best receiver in football. That's easy. But, like, this dude is that dude. It was a one-man race. 6, Justin Herbert. My biggest problem with Justin Herbert, he seems to shrink in big games, in big situations. New head coach. You got to make it work, brother. I don't care if you're throwing the ball to me, Nate, Chris, or Josh Palmer. 5, Lamar Jackson. Listen, I put him at 5 for 3 reasons. 1, he doesn't command the offense as much as I love. Yeah, he's got 2 MVPs, but then again, that's just all numbers and performance and flash. 2, he has not won a playoff game yet. Or he did win one. He won 1 playoff game, right?
Yes.
He's won 1. Yes. Okay, yeah, he beat the Texans. Anyway, he's won 1 playoff game against a very outman Texans team. How they played against the Chiefs dropped Lamar 3 spots in this list to me. He was number 3 on my list. If you asked me 6 months ago, back in January, before they lost, Lamar Jackson was right behind Mahomes and Allen. Now he's behind Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. Speaking of which, the namesake here, Mr. Hurts is number 5. I think last season he played out of his mind, keeping that abysmal Eagles roster above 500. Listen, if you look back at those games, he kept the Eagles in a lot of those games. They played like crap almost the entire year, and Hurts covered up a lot of those Band-Aids. And you'll see now with a new OC, new running back, new slot receivers, big difference. Joe Burrow is my number 4. Listen, everyone knows Joe Shiesty. 3 is Mr. Steinfeld, Josh Allen. He's dating and about to be engaged to Haley Steinfeld, my dream girl from college in my 20s, the actress and singer. Congrats to Josh, by the way.
She has some bangers. The songs are good.
Dude, she is fine. She was created in a lab. She's beautiful. And anyway, apparently, and also like I know somebody who met her. I guess she's like one of the nicest people ever, apparently. But anyway, congrats to Josh. You got a real one. Also, I love Josh Allen because he's every man's quarterback, and that's why I would put him at number 1 if I could, because that catch-up smothering weirdo ahead of you, he's the GOAT conversation. But then again, you got to be freaking weird to be a GOAT in football. So Patrick Mahomes is the closest thing we're getting to Brady in our generation right now. He's number 1, but Josh Allen is the fighting man's number 1. Joe Burrow's only here. He's getting 1 more year. By the way, I'm going to say one thing before we move on to Chris's. Joe Burrow is getting 1 more year of grace period in my top 5. He better put up MVP. I don't give a crap how many receivers you lose. Stay healthy. Throw the football, or you're dropping to like behind Rodgers.
They better protect him, though.
It don't matter.
No,
seriously. You go to your organization, say you get linemen, or I leave.
They did. It's just can they perform? That's the biggest question mark.
That's also QB instincts. When you don't have a quarterback, you go to any pro quarterback. Your O line ain't great. What do? 2-step drop and let it rip. That's it. There is no compensation. That's QB. That's football IQ.
Unless you're the Giants, but
has 1 more year of listen, the Giants are a lost cause anyway. They're the Titanic. Listen, your coach is more concerned about taking Ozempic than he is actually coaching.
He looks great.
He does look great, but
that's going to be you in like 2 months. I guarantee it.
Damn, I'm already leaner than him now. Jesus, Nathan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought because you were like.
Oh no, I am 285, but I'm also about a foot taller than Brian Dable.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh darn it.
It's okay,
no.
Nate. It's okay. Chris, your top 10.
Right,
no.
Chris is here. Okay. Number 10. I'm rolling my offense. Good season last year with Detroit. I think he's going to be even better this year. He's got a lot of weapons. So I keep expecting him to deliver. Number 9, I got Jordan Love.
Ooh.
Second half of the season, he was unreal. He had a little good playoff run. Love to see what's going to happen there. Number 7, I meant to put Herbert. I forgot about Herbert, to be honest with you, but I got Prescott, so I guess I got to talk about Prescott. Prescott had a good season last year. I won't deny that. He was in the MVP race. As much as I hate the Cowboys, I got to give the guys flowers. Number 7, I got Aaron Rodgers. He did not play last year. That sucks. I feel bad for Maddie. They were all expecting a good season for Aaron. This year, I think it's going to be a lot different. I do think he's going to be the Aaron, not the Aaron that he was, but I still think he's going to be a real efficient quarterback. I still think he could be in the top 10. CJ Stroud has been absolutely blowing my expectations out of the water. He's been great. I did see his numbers compared to Jordan Love last year, and I know Stroud missed a couple games, and he threw for over 4,000 yards, which is pretty impressive for a rookie. Number 5, I have Jalen Hurts, hometown guy. Love QB1. He is corny as hell.
My man is a walking motivational video.
Yeah, dude. Like, if I was on my deathbed and I needed a little bit of motivation, I'd probably pull up like a Jalen Hurts post-game conference interview. Anyway, number 5, I got Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar is a very talented quarterback. Obviously, he struggles a little bit in the playoffs, and I keep pushing that every time I see the Ravens go to the playoffs. I just don't believe them when it comes to the big games. And I'm going to say the same thing for number 3 with Josh Allen. And this, I hate the Bills. I have no love towards the Bills. I was going to put them at 2. I'll explain why in a minute. But I have him at 3 because I still think he's a real effective quarterback. He's not going to fall out of the top 3 for me. But there's some moments with Josh Allen where I just question, his playing abilities. I mean, obviously, I think he's a great quarterback, but there's been stints throughout, obviously, the playoffs and a little bit in the regular season where he was a little inconsistent, he was a little shaky. Number 2, I'm going to go Joe Burrow. He got hurt last year, unfortunate, but I know when he's on one, dude, he is unreal. I mean, obviously he's not better than Mahomes, but I do think he's a phenomenal quarterback still. Same thing in LSU, man. I mean, under pressure, the guy bounces out of the pocket. He makes the plays. He makes the throws. So he's great. Number 1 is obviously Patty the Batty, Mahomes. He's just unreal. I can't stand him. He's probably more corny than Jalen Hurts, but I mean, he's got the rings to prove it. He's dude. Guy puts ketchup on his steak. That's really corny.
That's called, like, the CIA is about to recruit you for being a sociopath.
Yeah,
what's
but like,
worse? What's worse though? Ketchup on steak or mayo in coffee?
Ketchup on steak.
a thing?
Yes, Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so that basically just.
I should have put him in my top 10. Oh, I should have put Flacco in here. Oh, what?
No.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it because I didn't even think.
Flacco, Colto.
I had that teed up for you, and then you didn't put Flacco in there.
Yeah, you know what? I should have did like a special nominee or something like that. But no, I got Mahomes at 1. You can't argue it. Like, it's just he's the best quarterback in this league by far. So that's my 10. I meant to put Herbert at was it Herbert? Yeah, meant to put Herbert at I think it was 8. Yeah, because I meant to flip Prescott out because I forgot about Herbert. Because Herbert's good too.
So basically just have Herbert instead of Prescott. Yeah. I mean, listen, I wanted to put Jordan Love as my 10th. I want to see one more year of him being this good. I want to see one more year of the Dallas game. That keeps happening. Yup, he's in there. But the thing is, like, I trust right now if the Packers and Lions line up, oh God, Jared Goff outguns him. All right, Nate. Last but not least, my friend, I have a bone to pick with somebody being outside your top 5. Actually, no, that's mine. This is yours. Somebody being outside your top 5, that really irks me a little bit, but whatever.
Oh, I like his 10.
Okay.
Bill Cosby? Really?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
funny.
think for me, I know he struggled a lot these past few years. But I do believe in Deshaun Watson. I mean, before the whole Cleveland and the whole incident off the field, he was playing like a top 10 guy on a Houston team that wasn't as talented like it
How
is
much
now.
of that was DeAndre Hopkins, though?
I wouldn't say 50-50, just to be fair. I would say 50-50.
Listen, Gronk is nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah. But honestly, this is his third year with Cleveland. New offensive core around him. He's, as long as he's healthy, he's still a dual threat quarterback that I believe in. And if he's on his level, he's a top 10 guy. So I'm gonna go with him at 10. 9 is Brock Purdy. I understand the whole, you have McCaffrey and Debo and Ayuk, you're supposed to produce, yada yada yada. It doesn't matter. Brock Purdy was one of the best deep ball quarterbacks in the NFL last season. He's as much as we like to say, he's the result of what he has around him. He's a solid quarterback, and he'll show it again this year. So that's why he's at number 9. Number 8, love Jared Goff, California kid himself. Big fan of him since college. Great that he got paid. He's a great guy and has a great core around him as well. This is where it got tough because CJ Stroud, I get it. It was only 1 year of him, but I saw enough to say he's a top 5 guy, and I had to take someone out, and unfortunately, it was Jalen Hurts. I could switch the two and not even have an issue about it. I mean, Hurts,
Mr. Achilles tear ahead of Hurts. That's what I was like, really?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from for sure. I do love Hurts. In all honesty, not because of you, Jared, and Chris, or whatsoever. I do love Jalen Hurts. He's a leader. He is corny with his quotes sometimes, and I was laughing when Chris was talking earlier because there was a quote that I saw from him. I'll get to that later on. But Hurts, a dual threat guy. He's shown he can win games. He's a great leader. He has a great arm as well, and he can obviously make plays with his legs and the tush pushes and all that stuff. So he's at number 7 for me. 6 is Rodgers. I mean, look, when this guy's healthy, arguably top 5 quarterback. Unfortunately, last year was unfortunate. He played 5 snaps and called it a season because of what Leonard Floyd did to him. But Rodgers is undeniably, he's still solid. So that's why I have him at 6. I believe this is a reach, of course, with CJ Stroud at 5, but I believe in him based on what I saw last season. Has a great core around him as well. I have him at 5. 4 is Joe Burr. As long as he's healthy, he's cool. Lamar at 3, no question there. This is where you mentioned, because you had a question. You had a question with me putting Hurts at 7, right, Jared? When with out of my top 5. But honestly, I want to play devil's advocate and ask you both: could losing Stephon Diggs drop Josh Allen out the top 5?
I mean, Stephon Diggs didn't exist the last 4 games of the season for him, so why does it matter?
I would argue when Allen was first few years in the league, he didn't have Stephon Diggs. All of a sudden,
needed him up until this year. I think he made his leap this year.
Well, he doesn't have Gabe Davis either now.
Yeah,
No.
Gabe Davis, that one scares me more because Gabe Davis was more valuable down the stretch. I think the Keon Coleman acquisition, they also got one other good receiver that I actually liked in the free agency. Their receiving core is definitely taking a step back, but they are still – Josh Allen's style doesn't dictate. And I think Keon Coleman, honestly, may be one of the receivers. Like, I was kind of ticked when we didn't get him because I was like, yeah, he's 6'4", and it runs a 4.4 whatever, right? Like, who cares if he's sloppy on his route tree? Because if he can separate and attack the ball at the point, I will chuck that ball at a receiver like that all day, all night. Like, I don't care.
I do love Josh Allen for sure. He's a dual threat guy. He's obviously, he can produce with his arm or his legs as well. I think that's the only thing that scares me about it is I want to see him truly just one full season without Stephon. I get he has Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir and whoever the case may be. But as of right now, from what we've seen in his past, he's second best for me this upcoming year. And then number 1 is obviously Patrick Mahomes, who I love a lot because of what he can do for me in Madden. But he's, no doubt number 1, Super Bowl champion multiple times, MVP, all that fun stuff. Doesn't look like he's slowing down. Chiefs got better receivers. He's good. He's set for a while. Patty Mahomes. The quote that one I was laughing at earlier when Chris, you were talking. Jalen Hurts back in 2021, he said he was just trying to be a coffee bean. So basically, this guy said, whenever I say coffee bean, you got the carrot and the egg. You put the egg in boiling water, it hardens up. It doesn't affect anything. The carrot softens up, but the coffee bean spreads and gets stronger and impacts the people around you. I'm trying to be a coffee bean. And
That's deep.
I hate him.
Who said this? This was Hurts who said this shit?
2021, yeah. Just trying to be a coffee bean.
I love that, man. That's actually kind of deep.
I hate it.
See, I'm one of those dudes who likes that stuff. I like the little motivational stuff.
I like getting in the end zone. I like a good tush push.
Hey, listen, he did more tush pushes than anybody. I think if any Hurts doesn't owe the city anything right now. All he wants is that Super Bowl.
Damn right. We're gonna get one.
Let's go get him and Saquon. We'll finally get Saquon a Super Bowl.
Dude, I was at the mall and quick little mall story, but I was gonna buy a Saquon shirt because I saw one. But I was at H&M and I saw a man drinking out of a flask. So that was pretty cool. Never seen that at the mall before. But I don't know who's in the flask, but I could tell it wasn't really mall material.
There you go. All right.
One more quote Hurts said was, "I didn't walk through all that fire just to smell the smoke." I was like, that's
deep too. Also sounds like an action hero, but
dude, he's like an Avenger.
Which one would he be?
Captain America, baby. Come on.
Dude, he would, because Captain America, I like Captain America, but he's insanely corny. And I have a Captain America shirt on, and he's insanely corny.
He is totally Captain America.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be
Jalen's
cool.
the All-American boy, man. Born in Texas, went to school with two of the biggest football powerhouses in the country, two of the biggest blue bloods. Then goes to one of the most passionate football fan bases of all time. Signs with a sneaker brand made by an American icon, and lives in a modest house. Keeps his personal life private. Dude, he's the most American dude I've ever seen in my life.
We should try to compare NFL stars to superheroes one day.
We're going to do NFL stars. We're going to say the prerequisite is Jalen Hurts is Captain America, but who's next?
True.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes is Hawkeye. Wisecracking, always hits the target, just like.
I like
so.
That.
Yeah, we'll talk. Maybe Thursday we'll do Marvel Cinematic Universe as NFL players.
I like that. I'll add it to the list.
And we'll do the prerequisites. We have. As like the banner will have like maybe like a picture of Steve Rogers, picture of Jalen Hurts. There you go.
Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Korner Booth podcast. Shout out to our sponsors, candidates.com, promo code BELLYUP 20% off your purchase at checkout. Their newest addition is the 5-time strength CBD pouches. I am a big fan. Somebody like me who could put away about 4 or 5 in one sitting. The 5 pouches are a little more discreet. They're very strong. It's kind of a nice way to take the edge off and kind of just even keel. It's also great for your joints. That's the biggest reason I do it for. Check them out right now. Also restocked on the Rippers. I believe the Palmy is back in stock as well. They're all Palmer flavor, which basically you drink the water with that. It tastes like you're drinking Arnold Palmer. It's incredible. Anyway, KFs.com, promo code BELLYUP 20% off. One of our longest running sponsors. Also, of course, SeatGeek, promo code BELLYUP Sports for $20 off your initial purchase. I just picked up some tickets for Whiskey Myers, and I'm about to go grab some tickets for me and my old man to go see Red Sox Diamondbacks in August. And finally, Righteous Felon, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off your purchase at checkout. Official sponsor of our handsome gentleman, Chris's Penalty Box, BELLYUP Sports, and the Korner Booth podcast. For myself, Nathan, and Chris, we will see you guys on Thursday for the Korner Booth pregame. Follow us on all things Korner Booth pod. If you have any ideas for our superhero, like Marvel Cinematic Universe, NFL players comparisons, let us know, and we will put them up on our Thursday show. Obviously, we'll retweet that Wednesday as well. Just a reminder, next week, we will only have one episode. It's going to be on Wednesday. possibly either 7 or 6:30. It'll be announced Monday at noon when it'll be scheduled. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have an amazing week. And this show will be up on iTunes by about 9:30 tonight Eastern time. So, catch you later.
You guys.